Welcome back. This is episode 7 of Random Podcasts, and today we are filming at Kennesaw Mountain, the battlefield. So today we're joined with 2 amazing ladies, and I will let them introduce themselves in a second.
Awesome. Yes, Leo, have a great day. I'm Amber Kennedy. I am a health and wellness coach. I've done a whole bunch of other things under my name, but that's what I'm presently helping people work through. I'm at Kennedy the Brand on Instagram, and I love to help people get in the best shape of their lives, starting with their mental health and working their way all the way out.
Hello. My name is Kasia Ellis. I am a mompreneur. I'm a wellness coach. I am a trainer. I am everything. I am just figuring everything out just like how you are, one day at a time. My main goal is always to help people show up as the best versions of themselves, understand that we are all a work in progress, and just hold each other accountable. So yeah, I'm all about growing together. That is what I do.
Sweet. So how was y'all's day up till now?
Fire. Today's been chill. This morning it was like the weather wasn't giving. It was like cloudy. Last night it was a lot of thundering, etc. But what I call those are just patient mornings. Like I had a really patient morning with myself, watched my favorite show, kind of laid the foundation for a great day. So now I feel full to pour out. So that's been my morning so far.
Hell yeah. How about yours?
I spent my morning, how I spend every morning, on mommy duty. I made breakfast for me and my son, took him to school, and then came back home, clocked in to my business, got a lot of work done. There's some things that I'm working on releasing this summer, so just got straight to it, gave myself some deadlines, and I'm on a mission. That's how my morning went.
What'd you make for breakfast?
Oh, we had pancakes, eggs, sausage, and
did we have any fruit in there?
we had berries. We had strawberries and blueberries.
Sure. Nice. That's amazing. How many times have you guys trekked Kennesaw Mountain?
Oh, for me, like at least 3 times. None on my own though, which I think I want to do one day. I started this little series. It's dope on my story. I started a series with my homies. We'll climb the mountain together. I would get some of the clips, no talking. But at the top, we would have a conversation. And you couldn't hear much of it, but it was called Friends in High Places.
Oh, that's a good one.
And the conversations, man, I don't know if it's just the altitude or what, but they just get a little bit deeper.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. How about you?
I have been here a lot. I used to climb it with my son when he was able to be in the stroller. Now he's 3, so walking up this will take forever. Yeah. So I come up here by myself, but I love this mountain. I've done it at least 50 times. Yeah, I'm a vet. I'm a vet to this mountain.
So the whole thing, like I think it's like 6 miles.
Yeah, you can take you can do the actual hike, you can do the path, and then it does branch off. So yeah, it's a bunch of different ways you can do this. You can go around it too.
Okay. So just a little recap. How did we meet? Where did we meet?
Oh man, so it was dope. We were at a nutrition club, Daily Dose Nutrition, shout out to y'all, in Kennesaw, and he was just walking by, and King was with me. She isn't here today, but she was with me, and she was like, man, you got nice calves. You must work out. That's like her. But he really does have nice calves, okay? And so we got his information, followed him on Instagram. He messaged me and told me like he has a mission and vision. I was like, what is this about? So I reached out and was like, come through, let me know more about it, and here we are.
Sweet. So tell me about the shop that we met at.
Yeah, absolutely. So myself and Kasia are both partnered with Herbalife Nutrition as health and fitness coaches. So what we do is we share nutrition with everyone on a cellular level. And that location, Daily Dose, is ran by Kelly. What's dope about it is the products are like full canisters you can order online, right? But at the shop, you can order just a drink, like a shake. You ever try to go to a spot and like want to taste what it tastes like? Like, I want the cookies and cream dream, but you don't want to purchase it and then find out at home. You can go to shops like that and try it for yourself. Everything, there's 200 different items. So try it for yourself, see how you like it, get a coach to coach you through how to use it, all at the same location. So that's what Daily Dose Nutrition is.
So the one that we met at, what's the address? Do you want to drop that?
Oh man, it's on Bell's Ferry. It's on Bell's Ferry in the Publix Plaza. That's what I got for you. It's huge. Publix is huge. Can't miss it.
And get a tea.
Get a tea. Get a tea. Get a tea. Tell them we sent you and get a tea.
What's your favorite tea?
My favorite tea this month, honey, is the Pride tea. Get into it because it's June. I had to put on for my people. But yes, Pride tea is going to be the greatest. It has a bunch of different layers, but what's awesome about it has like electrolytes in it, everything for hydration, H3O, of course, energy, B6 and B12, and it burns 100 calories at rest. Yeah, you heard me. 100 calories.
What's your favorite tea?
I call it the mommy fuel.
Oh, what's in the mommy fuel?
My favorite recipe is gonna be the orange lift off, y'all. The peach tea, mandarin aloe. Add some beauty booster. add ice. Add water. Shake it up, and go. You gonna get a lot done.
Sweet.
I know that's right.
All right, so I was reading through your bio on Instagram, and it said that you used to work a corporate job, and you hated it.
It's a good.
So, tell me about without telling me why you quit and anything, just tell me about the job and what was the job?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's the research for me. All right, so my corporate position, I worked it for years, y'all. I worked for the #1 tobacco company in the world, mic drop. And the products, I was disconnected to the products, and so I had over 200 accounts, some chain and some, so like big international, you know, whole lot of money. And then I also had mom and pop shops, which I love. It was entrepreneurs, it was small corner stores, things like that. And I got to really grow their business by looking at their numbers and making decisions, helping them make decisions based on what the numbers were saying, right? So we're doing a lot of analysis. And ultimately, it's one thing to see numbers on a page, it's another to know what they stand for. And I knew ultimately it was standing for more people smoking. Every time I was winning or being promoted, it was more people smoking, and I wasn't even smoking. So it only, I mean, I don't know about you all, but 3 years of quieting that little voice telling me like something's wrong with that was enough for me to be like, all right, like you got to make a change. So complete 180 now. I'm in health and fitness.
now we're gonna build up to that. So my next that leads right into the next question. So a little more research on your page led me to see that a lot of your content, or all of your content, is you lifting and pushing that health and wellness. So you coming out of the tobacco and now promoting something that's healthier. How did that journey happen?
Man, that's a really great question. You are prepared. I'd say that no matter what you're working, you always have like your body, right? Your body goes with you everywhere, no matter what you're teaching, you're, you know, in sales, whatever it might be. And my body was the only thing keeping me anchored when I was like having that internal struggle, y'all. I struggle with, like, I put this on my page as well, clinical depression and suicidal ideation. And while I was going through that, going to the gym was one of the only things that kept me in the right headspace of doing one thing for myself every day. And so if I'm gonna make a life out of something, I don't want to keep quitting stuff as I go. Like, I want to be centered on something. I had to really do research and say, I said, God, and I know this for people who believe, please, I want to do something that I would do forever for free. And then I had to examine my life and see, where was I already doing that? And there happened to be a business associated with it. So that's how I fell into everything I do now. And I'm excited because no matter what else I add to my plate, I always have my mind and body to take care of.
Sweet. So did you guys meet, how'd you guys meet?
You can go, because it's a good story.
We met at a nutrition club.
Oh, okay. Is the one that we met at?
Nope, actually a different nutrition club some years back now. Now we're years in, y'all. But we met at a nutrition club. We both are able to work our businesses out of nutrition clubs. So essentially it was a hub to where we would be able to have our teams there, be able to invite the community to come and try like those teas and shakes we were talking about, and promote a healthier lifestyle, and help each other grow our business. So that's how we met, and we just developed a really great friendship. And now, like I said, we locked in. That's my sister.
Sweet. All right, so here's this episode's first random question. What's your favorite salad dressing?
It's my favorite. Okay, so it's like an off-brand situation, but like Aldi has it. It's this garlic. It's like garlic vinaigrette. And they have these garlic pieces in the bottom. Oh my gosh. And when you get to the bottom, it's like an extra treat when you could just like cut it open, put it on a salad. That and a Greek dressing. Those are my favorites.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about yours?
There's a tahini Caesar dressing at Kava. I put it on my bowl every time I'm there. Shout out to Kava. I love that place. It's my favorite place.
Sweet. All right. So circling back to the transformation and everything, how many total people have you helped transform their bodies?
That's sad. I don't have an exact number. It's definitely, I hit 100. Yeah, I hit 100 the first year. So we're looking at it. Yeah, people need us. Real talk. Like, people really don't have the connection to know, like, what do I need to do? I maybe feel sluggish, but I don't have any options, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm over here presenting them all the time. I lost 20 pounds in my first couple months, and I was like, oh, I'm doing this shit forever. So 100 in my first year, I had like 25 in my first month. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So if you think about, like, now being 3 years in, I'm top 6% of the $1 billion company that I've been working to build over time. I've helped at least between 300 and 500 just on like a touch point, anything from like one order to several orders, from 3 pounds to, I have a person that went from 315 pounds down to like 230 with me.
Way.
Yo, I'm not playing with these folks. I haven't had my first 100-pound lost client yet, but we're working toward it right now, because that's like a whole person, you know? Like, you lost a whole person. Imagine you gained a whole new life. Like, that's the part of things that I want to be a part of. So
that's crazy. Are you doing something similar, or transformations and
so I am a certified personal trainer.
Oh, sweet.
I have definitely hit at least 300 people. I was in the business a little bit longer than Amber. So, like she said, like within her first month, she hit about 25, helped about 25 people. I would probably give about the same number. But since then, I've run boot camps consistently for 3 years. Like I said, I'm a personal trainer, so I have my own clients that I train virtually and in person. I have had over 100-pound weight loss clients. Yeah, really dope. I myself have lost over 50 pounds twice because I had a baby. But yeah, I mean, it's not even about us on the journey. Like, it's not about me on the journey. It is always about seeing somebody else become great, like seeing them not even know that they could do that they were capable of that. And like she said, 100 pounds is a whole person, like not even recognizing who they are, and they have to go on a whole new journey to discover themselves because of the transformation that they've been able to make. So just being a part of that, being an amazing piece of somebody else's lifestyle, their journey, is probably my favorite part.
Sweet. So, circling back to you, how long did it take you to change your whole lifestyle and go from? How long was?
That's a great question. I'll answer it this way though. This is like my third life, no cap.
Really?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, you got your college life, right? You're living it now, so you know the vibes. And then I had my corporate life, you know, when I was like, that was it. The numbers, I was really into that life, right? And now I have my entrepreneur life, and this is like a whole new rebirth. I think each time you don't just jump and take the leap of faith once in your life, nor do you keep the same shape. Like we are literally shapeshifters. The more information that we get, the more risk that we take, and the things that we expose ourselves to will continue to change us over time. And so I love this form of my life right now. I say 28 years to answer your question specifically. It's taken me 28 years, and I've transformed 3-4 different times, and I'm looking forward to continually shape-shifting. I don't think this is my final form, so I'm excited that you know, God ain't done with me yet.
Yeah, something that reminded me, I think it was on your page, or it was somewhere I saw that said that every time I reached the top of that, I thought that I can't get better than this. It was actually the bottom of the pit, because I had a whole nother journey to transform into. So it never stops. It's like a moving road. You just have to keep it's a marathon rather than a race.
Well, that's good.
Not a sprint.
So now I want you to tell me how. So how did the fitness part? Why did you go into working for the company you're working for right now? Why did you leave your job?
Oh, great question. Y'all, I'm a very spiritual person. You'll hear me say it so many different times, but I heard very clearly, your last blessing wasn't your last blessing. And so I had to understand that I was being gifted with the opportunity to go for more, and not just settle at making the most out of my immediate family. I got an offer out of college. I was like, oh, that's competitive, right? To start with, but the trajectory changed. I'm like, dang, am I going to keep allowing my future to be in someone else's hands, or am I going to do something about it today? And so it made me like really start relaxing on the fact of yesterday's scores, not going to win tomorrow's games. You know what I'm saying? So I had to keep pressing forward. And inside of that, health and fitness, like I said, was something that has been with me forever. I ran track through college, and I knew that I was good at that, and that I would never stop doing it. And so how could I earn income over something I was already doing, that can bring my whole self, my skill set? I don't know if you guys know anything about this, but like in tobacco, because it's highly regulated, you can't post on social media. You gotta be like There's a lot of legalese around that, right? And I wanted to bring my creativity. And I knew that partnering with Herbalife, for example, there's like very little restriction on like where you can go and what you can say and how you can show up. And so I wanted to bring my full self to the table. And I knew that I can do that inside this business. And I also knew enough people that started something like this that wasn't, their money wasn't capped either. Just a really quick aside, I would come to work early, you know what I'm saying, because I was a grade A student, overachiever. Come to work early, leave late. Got the same salary. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't peanuts, but I knew that my mindset started to shift around doing more could get me more. But that's true. The marketplace demands more. If you do more, you impact more lives, you help more people. That's the natural flow of it. So I was missing that aspect as well. So those are the factors that made me choose to be an entrepreneur, to go inside of Herbalife and bring all my full skill set. And lastly, there was nothing inside of my business now telling me I couldn't do anything else. When I worked corporate, it was like, we want all of your time, all of your ideas, all of your resources, all of your energy. Inside of Herbalife, I can help clients, I can do podcast interviews, I can go online and be a sensation, I can, you know, go to Bora Bora for a week, and I can still run my business. And that's what I wanted for my life and for generations to come.
So it's that freedom.
Oh man, come on, like that's the thing. There isn't an amount of like salary that can give you that. Not really. Being able to put in more and get more out is going to be the best option for me when it comes to freedom forever, because I know that if I want more out of life, all I gotta do is show up a little bit more. You know, and consistency. That's what the gym taught me. Anybody out there in the gym, you don't get it, you don't eat the fruit the same day you plant the seed. And I love that entrepreneurship teaches me that, whereas I can go to work and run the clock and I'm gonna get paid regardless. You know, it really messes with your mind, who you're becoming. So those will be my answers for that.
Did you also change jobs, or have you straight out of college, have you been doing the same thing that you're doing right now? What was your journey?
No, I did not go to corporate. Actually, my thing has always been hustling. I've always just, how can I make $1 today and turn it into $5 tomorrow? But I did take my leap into entrepreneurship at 7 months pregnant. That's when I fired my boss. The place that I was working at fired my boss. And I decided that I wanted more. I did like a big chop on my hair. I got out of a relationship. You know, I decided that I owed myself a lot, and it was up to me to figure out how to go get that, you know. And that's how lifestyle change starts. Like, you have to say, I want more. I know that there's more. When I close my eyes, that picture of myself that I keep seeing is not just made up in my head. It's possible, and I have to figure out what I need to do to get there. And like, even with, you know, the transitions that we go through of who we're becoming, it's layers. Like, it's layers. You're peeling back layers and new versions of yourself, because we are always gonna want more. Like, we're always gonna be able to go get more for ourselves. If you listen or if you read John C. Maxwell, you'll see, like, he talks about it even in his elderly age now. He's like, oh, I still got new goals. I did this in my 20s, 30s, 50s. Okay, cool. 60s, we rolling, and this is what I'm going for. And it's like, nobody told us that we have to be content with where we're at. Whatever condition that you've allowed society to, you know, put on yourself, the cap you've allowed society to put on yourself, like, you have to recognize that that is not a limitation you have to live by. So most of my journey was just believing in myself. I got closer to God, developed a spiritual relationship where I created a foundation. Like, I have that faith now where I know, listen, it might not be great, but it is not bad. And as long as I know that there is something else that I could do to get better, it's going to get better. And I feel like once I got there, this transition of just who I've been able to blossom into, like a business. I have a business. It's an athleisure line. It's called Thick and Cut, y'all. Go shop. It's called Thick and Cut, but even that, like when I started that, I had no experience of business, of, you know, starting a site, contacting vendors, putting myself out there. And now, like, y'all, I'm a part of festivals. I've been able to meet people. I've grown my social media. I've just exploded this confidence within myself that I didn't even think that I had, because at one point I was insecure and I wouldn't even take a selfie and post it. And now here we are, right? My social media, very present, but I've been able to help other people with that through the journey that I've given myself. So I don't even remember your whole question. Was that your whole question?
Yeah, no, it answered it pretty well.
And now I'm a mom, so like now I feel like there is no going back, because now it's not even about me. Now I look at how can I be better for my son? What am I showing him every single day through my actions? Because your kids are going to do what you do, not what you say. Yep. So the part of me now that doesn't allow myself to just rest or get content with who I am is like, nah, we got things to do. We want more. So we got to just figure out what that more is.
So, circling back to what you said about goals, I know a lot of people set their goals. They have New Year's resolutions and everything that puts them in a mindset to go do something. But I feel a lot of people limit themselves on what kind of goals they can set. So I'll ask two questions over here. One for you and you specifically is, how can someone set realistic goals? And specifically for you, if your son was to ask you today, Mom, is it like, how do I set goals? What's some advice you would give him? Because you said he was 3 years old?
He's 3.
Yeah. So.
Right. They're smart.
So, yeah, start off with you.
Okay. How does someone set realistic goals? That's what you said.
Yes.
First, I would say define your reality.
Okay.
Like, not to get super deep on you guys, but when I was growing up, for example, what was real for my family was not my reality. I knew that I was gonna live out of these means, if that makes sense, right? When you close your eyes, what you envision, you have a choice to live in that, like live in the vision, or you can open them and choose to take what's around you as your reality.
Okay.
And so for me, it's a choice. Like your reality is the choice, what you choose to focus on and what you deem real, what you give meaning on a daily basis, right?
So you think it can keep changing?
Yeah. Okay. And that's the beautiful thing. Like, I think that goals and envisioning yourself in a new place and a new mindset is going to take you leaning into change.
Okay.
Like, if you are married to your present day, then what's the goal setting for?
True.
Wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when it comes to setting goals, I did it like that because I believe that, you know, moving past that, that's where I started. You know, if you're listening to this, you know, I just want to start by setting some goals. No problem. Get your paper out, set your goals. You know how your brain works best, so play into your strengths. So my chemistry I work best with lists, I work best with numbers, I work best with countdowns and timelines and rubrics and structures. That's because I came from school, right? It works for me. I like to graduate and give myself a little party, right? That works for me. But now the next step for me has been envisioning myself inside of the thing. So maybe I'll stop by the Tesla store, because I'm going to get a Tessie watch. Maybe I'll stop by the Tesla store and I'll take a picture with the model car. And I put the model car on my vision board with me in the frame. I'll go to a new build in an establishment. They're building a house somewhere, a new build. I'll stop the car and get out, take a picture of me at the new build. Right? I've moved from setting a goal for like, I want $20,000 next month, to envisioning myself in a place and meditating on what that looks like, meditating on what that feels like. Because we attract what we can hold. Our vibration has to be at a place where we can hold that thing, not just for a little bit, like a blink of an eye. Oh, I thought I saw myself in that. No, like, can you really see yourself in that? Like, and the best way for me to, that I've been practicing, is showing up as that already.
Okay. So my question is,
yeah,
you're talking a lot about this is a lot of manifestation, right?
For sure.
Yeah. So
goes along the way.
Would you just envision your end goal, or would you also recommend people envision the whole journey?
Yes, I would say small wins, definitely for the whole journey, because I need a good small win. That's how I keep going on a regular basis. It's the small wins. If you haven't read, who is it? Is it Tim Ferriss? the 12-week work year. 12-week year. 12-week year is the name of the book I'm reading currently. But he's talking about basically taking your own timeline and condensing it to where you're getting so much more done towards your goal than you think possible, right? So pushing yourself past that. If you're in the gym, if you've ever played a sport, you know what your PRs are, right? You know what they are, but you also know, like, when I have a spot, when I have Kasia, I can go a little bit heavier, right? And so taking every opportunity to go a little bit heavier inside of the journey itself. If you only love eating your fruit, you'll miss the glory of planting it. And I keep bringing it back to that because everything sprouts in different seasons, right? And so we got to get really, I've gotten, and I challenge you to see how you can get really excited about getting in that dirt every day. Not just about what is birthed from the process, because all of it is going to be necessary, especially if you like us and you want to grow a business and backtrack and tell other people how you did it. We got to pay attention to what we're doing every single day and making deposits. So lastly, I'll say, if you only focus on the big milestones, you'll have trouble clapping for yourself for making it through another day. And if you're not clapping, you hating. Period. If you're not clapping, you hating, and you're working against yourself. You really get to clap for yourself on the way, because that's the only way we get to keep going. Honestly. That's nice. And the big things, I climbed the Great Wall of China. Last thing I'll say before I pass it, because I want to hear what you're going to say to your kid. I climbed the Great Wall of China years back, and at the top of it, I was like, this is it? It took me 2 hours. It was a hard time. That's what they say, hard time. And I was like, this is it? Because the large accomplishment didn't mean anything, because I didn't take the time to congratulate myself for showing up to the bottom of the mountain. And as we just discussed, the top of one is the bottom of another. And so if you make it to the top of one and you haven't taken the time to celebrate you starting at all, why would you keep climbing?
True.
Like, so set your goals, right? See yourself inside of it. But then congratulate yourself for all the micro steps in between, because that's what people want to know. When they interview you, they want to know what you did that you ain't really post. What did you do when you had 2,000 followers, not when you got 200,000? Right? How did you keep going when you had 2 likes versus 2 million? Like, those are the things that people want to know along the way. So document your journey and congratulate yourself along the way. That's what's keeping me going. And I'm excited for this podcast, this interview, to be one of those things.
Thank you. There you go. That was a great answer, AK. That was great. That was great. And I agreed with pretty much everything you said. And if I had to, you said give my son, how would I help my son set his goals? Well, we kind of do that now, because it's in your daily work. Your goals and what you're doing are in your daily action steps.
It's a habit.
It is a habit. So the thing is, people will say things like, oh, it was like you were an overnight success, but it's not. Like she said, like, there are things that you do in the dark that nobody sees, and that is the real work of how you even got to that goal. When you got off of work and you decided to spend 2 hours after being exhausted to work on your side business, you know what I'm saying? Like, I tell my son this now. We set little goals now. You know, I tell him, hey, well, when you finish brushing your teeth, what else do you want to do? Oh, I want to play on my tablet. Then I want to read my book, and then I want to go to bed. Okay, well, if we take too long brushing our teeth, then we don't get to do those other things. So now he's also kind of learning time management within that, because people will think that we have forever, and we do. To a certain extent, but the thing is, what you focus on is what's gonna grow. So if you want to take 30 years to get to your goal, you will. But if you say, I want to get to my goal in 5 years, then you can. And it's all about those daily steps that you take. So that's what I would tell my son. I would remind him every day that each day needs to just stay intentional, because then he's always working on whatever that one goal is. And of course, if everything is a priority, nothing will get done.